Well, hello everybody. Welcome to another wonderful Covert Adventures. Today we're on top of the Kimsey Highway. I think I'm saying that's right. Kimsey Mountain Highway, actually. So this was a road that was built back in the early 1900s as a way to get around to the Copper Hill area here, down in the Ocoee area in the Cherokee National Forest. It was named after the auto club owner, from what I understood back then. That was how roads were built. This road was never paved, and I think it was really only in service for about 8 to 10 years until Highway 64 came in to provide better access to the Copper Hill area. It is Forest Route 68, which is a little confusing because the other end is State Route 68. But one of the things I wanted to go ahead and walk up to is there used to be a fire tower up here. I'm not sure exactly when it was removed. But it was called the Sassafras Lookout Tower, and some of the signs still actually have it. You can tell right here, this trail is 68A, and we're going to walk up here. Now, there is really, I don't think, anything left of this tower. I believe the Forest Service does have some building up here, but actually, here's something kind of funny. I know exactly what this is. This is the stairs to the fire tower, and they weld it, bars in it to keep people from driving around it. So that's interesting. So here is the actual stairs to the Sassafras fire tower. That is interesting. That is, they even left the bolts in the side. That is really interesting. I've never seen them do that. And these are just regular sign posts and girders here, but the fire tower wouldn't have been made out of those. But that is actually really interesting to think that they used that. It took me a second to realize what it was. But anyways, let's go ahead and walk over here and see what's up here. I did bring the drone. I might try to get a little bit of drone footage while I'm up here, but I am very close to the Little Frog Wilderness area, so I do have to see if I'm too close or not to it as well. But it's a beautiful day here in mid-March. We had a couple days of really cold temperatures, so it's kind of first day it kind of warmed up a little bit. You can see the trees are starting to get some leaves on them. But anyways, we're gonna continue up here because I don't think this is that much of a walk up to the top of this. What I don't like is the Forest Service recently updated their website for the interactive maps, and unfortunately the maps don't show the closed roads anymore like they used to, and so it's kind of been a little bit more for me guessing, trying to figure out where things are since the closed ones have been taken off. I got to try to see if I can find the historical maps and look and see, because a lot of these trails and stuff you can still hike and bike ride and stuff on. You just can't have a motor vehicle on. But we're not too terribly far away from 68 at this point. I think the map said I had about 5 more miles, but all right. I hit a little bit of a steep angle here, but now we're officially to the top of Sassafras. Can't remember if it's a knob on the top of the mountain. This is one of the highest points, and little wilderness area on the other side. The winds died down. So, but anyway, so here's the building. They have an antenna, candlestick antenna, and here's the building. And it's like the fire tower could have been here, and that could have been mounted to it, but we're in for a real surprise because the footers for the fire tower are sitting right there. It's right in the middle of it. This was a big one. It wasn't a live-in cab, but that was a 60-foot But yeah, and here it is. So here's the footers to the fire tower, to sassafras, right here. See the big bolts, how they cut them yet, getting them out. See if there was a marker on any of these. And like we said, the infrastructure, look, this one little chip is broken. And here's the other one. And the fourth one. So the fire tower footers are still here. They're still here. And they put this concrete building in. Definitely 80s, 90s style brick. And then it's probably just the radio repeater antenna, and they put these solar panels in. And so you would have pulled in, and there would have been a little cabin over here is where the watchman would have lived at. There's not really any indication. Oh, hold on. We got this over here. I wonder if this is the foot for the stairs. Probably what this was, and discard it. Yep. I see a little piece of metal on it. So this right here is actually the bottom. So this would have been over there where the middle of that concrete building's at. That would have been the steps. And you can see where I told you earlier where that piece was cut out. Right here is where the first layer of steps would have been bolted onto this concrete piece. So they just pushed it over here and they cleared it out. It's kind of interesting to think that. But yeah. So, but not as much of a scenic view up here as I thought it would be, but it is interesting to come up and just see a building and a 30-foot tower sitting right there for the radio repeater equipment is what I'm assuming that is. I wonder what they used for power before solar, because there's no power lines or anything up here. Kind of walk on the other side of this just to kind of see what's over here. It's interesting, there's a vine that's grown up over it. But they've done some recent brush hogging up here to clean it all up. But there's no trail or anything really that comes up here. I'm just kind of looking because I see this here, and it's just a dead tree. Yeah, there's no other real, other location or anything. But very interesting, very, very interesting, to say the least. So, but anyways, well, I'm gonna stop recording. Oh, one other thing here. Here was the ground. Fire towers would have had to have a ground because they would have been lightning rod, and that's what that is right there. I was really hoping to find a benchmark. Usually these things have a benchmark or a date in them, but this one doesn't. So, but anyways, we're gonna call it here. Until next time, I'm Christopher Covert, and this is another one fun and wonderful Covert Adventures.